Today I just wanted to run through what are some of the options that you have on your auto insurance, the little extras, so to speak. We've went over the main coverages quite a bit. Number one is obviously bodily injury. Number two is going to be property damage. And then 3 and 4, your uninsured and underinsured motorist. But what are the other options on there? So first of all, the deductibles. When people talk about full coverage, what it means is that we have a collision deductible. And like a lot of people taking a loan, the bank or lender requires that because it also covers them in case of a total loss or in case the car needed to be repaired. That basically it's a bigger guarantee that the customer will continue to pay on that auto loan. So if the vehicle's totaled, for example, we cut a check for $17,000. You owed $15,500. The bank's going to be able to satisfy that loan with the $15,500, and then the remainder will go to you. So that's going to be a collision deductible. That's part of what they call full coverage. So also there's going to be comprehensive. Comprehensive is going to cover you for everything other than collision. So fire, theft, glass. It's also going to cover for, if we hit an animal, tire exploded on the highway and hit you, all kinds of different things. So, hey, everything but collision is the best way to describe comprehensive. So the other options you're going to have there's a few. So towing and roadside assistance, that can be put on there for if you have multiple cars, one car. Rental car reimbursement is going to be another one. There's also typically a dollar amount attached per day, like $30, $40, $50 per day on rental car reimbursement. So basically, if you were in an accident at fault or hit by an uninsured driver, your car's in the shop for a couple weeks, you can't get a rental car. It is reimbursement though, so you will have to provide payment. Submit that to your agent or insurance company, and then also they will reimburse you for that. Here at Farmers, typically I can get that back to you in anywhere from 2 to 7 days, depending on how you have your payment options set up. The next part's going to be safety glass waiver. So this is any glass on the vehicle that can be repaired. A waiver means a waiver of deductible. So for example, if you have anywhere between $100 and a $2,500 deductible on your comprehensive, for glass, that will be waived. Now, this is more than just the windshield. This can be moonroof, sunroof, any of the windows around, even panoramic roof is started to be part of that. The main one's typically going to be your windshield, but it does cover all the windows and glass on the vehicle. And so your next option would be if the car's typically within 10 years old, you have an OEM endorsement. What this does is it allows for the purchase of what they call original manufacturer parts. So, for example, if you have a Kia, it would be done with Kia parts and not aftermarket. There is a charge for it, obviously. But if you're a big believer on putting factory back in, then you can choose for that endorsement. It's called OEM endorsement. Then you're also going to get into a few others that are available. If you buy a new car with us, you have a chance for new car replacement. Basically, so that'll last 2 years or 30,000 miles. If your car was to be totaled during those first 2 years or 30,000 miles, you would get a new car, not just whatever the value of the vehicle is. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you went out and you bought a new 4Runner. So that new 4Runner was, let's say, $45,000, for example. Now, let's say it was a year and a half later, and all of a sudden the 4Runners went up to $60,000, but you really want a new 4Runner. Well, you can get a like 4Runner, and they will give you the amount for that with new car replacement. Once that 2 years or 30,000 miles whichever comes first, has expired, then that endorsement does drop off, and then it goes back to an actual cash value. So, for example, if your car was totaled, and they valued the vehicle at $30,000, and you would get the $30,000 for it. But you do have that option on new car purchase. With Farmers, you do have an option for gap insurance on a new car purchase, not on a pre-owned vehicle, but on a new vehicle, you can get gap insurance included in your insurance payment as well if you're carrying a loan. So basically, gap insurance works as you take a loan for $50,000, and let's say the car is worth $47,000 at that time. Well, you wouldn't want to make up the $3,000 yourself. So what gap insurance does is cover the difference between that $47,000, what we're going to pay out, and the loan amount at $50,000. When you're buying a new car, you also have that option to probably buy it from the lender or buy it from the dealership if you're buying it at dealership level. So there's going to be a lot of opportunities to purchase the gap insurance. I will say this, it's less expensive with us if you're purchasing a new vehicle, but on a used vehicle, I definitely would look at it as well, unless we're putting quite a bit of cash down, plus covering tax, title, and license. There's going to be several other endorsements you can look into with your current insurance company on auto insurance, or if you wanted to look with us, I'd be more than happy to run through those. And I wanted to thank you for joining me on this episode of Doing Insurance Right. As always, if you could rate, review, or subscribe to whatever fantastic platform you're listening on, whether it be Apple, Google, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or any of the other great ones out there, I greatly appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.